Hello everyone, welcome to Horror Mystery Rewind. Today we will talk about the horror fantasy movie The Witches, which was released in 2020. Please click on the closed caption for subtitles. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy and take care of yourself. Movie starts with a little kid, who was an orphan. Since he is alone, he has started to lead a mournful life. So, he came to stay with his grandmother. His kid's name is Charlie. However, he remained in sadness as he missed his parents. His grandmother was a very affectionate and kind-hearted lady. She used to take excellent care of Charlie, however Charlie was not able to adjust there. His grandmother says to him, "I will bring a pet for you. Play with it and befriend it. Share your secrets with it." Within several weeks, his grandma gave him a mouse. To have that rat made Charlie very happy. He used to spend most of his time with it. He always said to his grandmother that mice lead their life enjoyably. They jump and continue to play in their cages, and their life is superb. One day, Charlie is playing with that mouse in his room and a witch is staring at him from outside. The way the witch was looking is weird. Soon Charlie's grandmother's condition deteriorates, however she is recovered after some time. She says to Charlie, "Come on my son. Let's walk outside." Then they go shopping to a grocery store. A lady approaches Charlie as he goes a little far from his grandmother. She was the witch. She offers chocolate to Charlie. She was the same witch who was staying at their house on that day. She says to Charlie, "Dear kid, come here." She was trying to mesmerize him and take him under her control. That witch also had a mysterious snake. Meanwhile, Charlie's grandmother calls him as getting late. Seeing her, Charlie begins to run towards her, and that witch hurriedly disappears from there. After coming to the house, Charlie tells his grandmother that a woman was talking to me mysteriously in the store. She was forcefully giving me chocolate. And she was saying, "Listen to me." She also had a snake. So, his grandmother says to him that she was a witch. "Why do we forbid you to not eat anything, or to take anything from strangers? It is quite possible that someone has drugged it. Above all, why will the thing be taken to eat if she was a witch? It was surely fascinating you. I will tell you the tale of my childhood. I was 10 years old. I also have a friend. We were going somewhere. Suddenly, my friend vanished from there while we were walking. A strange lady was offering her chocolate when I looked for her. She was the witch, or we may say that she was the leader of witches. So, I left that place, taking my friend. Next day, when my mother was making my hair, my friend turned into a chicken right in front of my eyes, which shows that the witch had cursed her. It is also possible that there was something in that chocolate which she ate. So, I keep myself away from the witches from my childhood. Next time, ensure to keep yourself away from them, and don't take anything from them. Inform me if someone comes to you." Charlie's grandmother tells him that we will soon leave this place because our house has come into the eyes of the witches. And the witches attack the low-class people first. There was a 5-star hotel ahead of their house. There was the grandmother's cousin who was the executive chef of that hotel. And she also had a great bonding with the hotel manager. Talking to him, she reserves a small room for her. It shows, hotel manager was a good-hearted man. Grandmother and Charlie shift into that hotel. They are free to go wherever they want. But then something strange happens and soon many witches enter that hotel as there is some meeting of them and they have to have a marvelous dinner after this. All witches were so fashionable. Upon arriving there they meet the manager. They say to him, "You know very well who we are. So, arrange a hall for our meeting." Actually, it is their plan that they will abduct all children, otherwise, we will offer them chocolate with the magic formula. Eating them, all kids will be turned into animals. Because some kids are very disrespectful according to the witches. And they don't deserve to be in this world. Since the witches don't have not much time to analyze the impolite children. So, they will target all the children. Now the night falls and Charlie is talking with his grandmother. It is raining outside. Charlie asks, "Grandmother, what do witches look like?" His grandmother says that their fingers are longer. Their nails are filthy. This is because they put on gloves. They are bald, so they wear a wig or big hats. Hearing these facts, Charlie was very frightening. Because the storm had also broken out. Now the morning time comes, Charlie is getting bored. So, he goes to the grand hall and takes his mouse to play with. At the same time, all witches approach there for gathering. Feeling the fear, Charlie hides himself there. Grand High Witch begins to sniff him, but she finds him nowhere. So, she starts her meeting. Now all witches were seated on the chairs. And there was a Grand High Witch in front of them. She shows them a potion and calls it a magic formula. If you pour a single drop of it into the candy or chocolate, that candy will transform the kids into animals. She begins to talk about it in more detail. Then she smells Charlie again. She begins to sniff the stage. At this time, her nose and face were looking disgusting and ridiculous. Anyhow, she was the Grand High Witch and has power, so she lifts and throws the stage aside. But there is no one under the stage. However, there was a ventilator window behind it, and then she encountered Charlie. She went ahead to catch him, then suddenly a fat kid arrived there who was the son of one of the guests there. All witches planned to capture him and start moving towards him. He was fond of eating, so witches feel pleasure thinking that we can entrap him with no difficulty. They offer him the same chocolate mixed with that potion by them. That kid is quickly transformed into a little mouse after eating that chocolate. Now witches themselves begin to feel fear, seeing that mouse. And they are about to crush that mouse under their heeled shoes. Then Charlie's small mouse came out of the ventilator window and tried to save him. However, Charlie had committed a mistake of doing so, as all witches can see him now. They catch him and then they insert a single drop of that magical liquid into his ear. Consequently, Charlie is also turned into a mouse. Disguised as mice, the fat kid and Charlie immediately ran from there. There was also the pet mouse of Charlie along with them. Then it is revealed that she was a little girl, and she was transformed into a mouse by a witch who offers her a chocolate. Three of them create a good bond of friendship, and they made up their mind that they will surely take revenge from these witches. Charlie immediately moves to his grandmother, and he tells her, witches had transformed them into mice. She got very angry and thought, to hell with these witches, how could they turn my kid into a mouse? I am going to take revenge from them. Now Charlie tells his grandmother the important gossip is that the room in which these witches reside, its terrace, is visible from our room terrace. Then grandmother hits upon a plan and she says, I am knitting a sock, I will put you inside it. Then you go to their room and steal their magical liquid. And then I will transform you. Starting her plan, grandmother puts her grandson Charlie into that sock. Then she begins to go down. Charlie is scared from the witch. Luckily, she is not there. Lifting that potion, Charlie comes back into the sock. While Charlie's grandmother was pulling up that sock, the witch saw it and she caught the sock firmly. Then Charlie's grandmother says to leave the sock as she was knitting this sock and it was dropped mistakenly by me. Hence, I am pulling it upward again. That witch says, okay, let me check the sock, and she might have killed the mouse if she saw inside. Meanwhile, the manager approaches there, so she leaves the sock. Now grandmother had the magical potion upstairs. She poured the liquid into the plate and placed the three mice one by one. Surprisingly, the magical liquid does not have any effect on them. It was because the potion could transform the human into animal, not the animal into the human beings. Charlie says, Grandmother, we cannot be recovered. Why should we not pour this potion into the soup of witches which they are going to take? You have the authority to go inside the kitchen. Grandmother says that this is an excellent idea, kid. Then she moves to that kitchen where the soup for the witches is being prepared, along with three of the mice inside her bag. And she infuses that potion into it. Then the hotel manager encountered the grandmother doing so. He asks, are these mice yours? They should not be taken into the kitchen if these are your pets. You have committed a filthy act. Then grandmother says, these are not my mice, check everything. Grandmother has hidden those mice into the corner of her bag. The manager does not find the mice anywhere while checking her room and luggage. So, he feels embarrassed. Then grandmother says, I will complain against you. How could you check my room for no cause? Now I will talk to the police, and they will seal your hotel. That manager is scared and tells her to have patience, nothing happened, and you may have dinner from my side, and he apologizes to her. The grandmother succeeds in her plan, also she gets to have free dinner. Then the dinner time of those witches also approaches. Those witches had prepared that soup only for themselves, and they would only be turned into mice after having this soup. As soon as they have soup, all witches are transformed into mice. Grandmother is feeling pleasure, witnessing them and the mice running all over the place. Grandmother herself and all the hotel staff running behind mice to kill them. However, unfortunately, Grand High Witch had not yet tasted the soup. As a result, she does not turn into a mouse. Then 3 of the mice set a trap. They trickily trap the witch's finger, and when she opens her mouth to shout, so they instantly pour that potion into her mouth. Now she had also transferred into a mouse bigger than anyone else. And later they put her inside a glass cup. The grandmother then keeps the cat in front of the witch's cage. And it is unclear if the cat eats or kills that mouse, or the witch will come out safely. Now grandmother is very thrilled. She put 3 of the mice into her bag. She comes out of that hotel as she had no threat of the witches now, and she could also spend their lives in her home. It is also shown outside of the hotel the fat kid's parents were very worried, thinking about where their son could be. But his mother was very offensive, and she never used to love her son. And when her son is talking in the mouse voice, she is extremely fearful and says, "Take this mouse with you. I am not going to have it." That mouse also says, "All right. I have got my friends and I am thankful that I don't have to stay now with his mother." Now grandmother brings all the 3 mice along with her. She offers them food. 3 of the mice were happy in their life now, and they have their new friends. The grandmother used to take their utmost care. The interesting fact was this: none of those mice wanted to turn into human beings. They used to run, jump, play and enjoy themselves. And grandmother used to feel satisfaction seeing them. This brings the end of the movie. If you like the video, subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and click on like to help the channel out. Thank you and take care.